let's do this.
Yeah. So Chris is here with us. Chris Swartz. I had the pleasure of being on his what is it? Smart Money with Chris Swartz. Man, you got to be interviewing some interesting people, man.
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of interesting people on there. A lot of cool strategies that we're sharing with people to help them grow their business, build wealth, and more importantly, live free.
Live free, man. Yeah, you're talking my language, man. So, as you know, I've worked a couple years to get to that point, so I'm pretty excited. But we talked a lot about stuff. But you talked yesterday, and introduce yourself. Let us know where you're at, where you're actually physically at, and then let's jump into your events because you're having some some amazing success with events. And I want to cover before, during, and after. And then I also want to cover your VA, how you're using VAs and how you help other people with VAs and stuff like that. So we got a lot of good stuff to cover, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too, man. Let's jump in.
Right.
So good morning, everyone. I'm Chris Swartz. I am a 20-year mortgage veteran here, 20 plus years. Currently branch manager with Cross Country Mortgage. Had my own independent broker shop for about 8 years before coming over here 2 years ago. We're on a small but mighty little team, doing about 200 million, a little less 200 million probably this year, but
that's it.
Man, dude, good numbers from a small group of people. And most importantly, I'm a father, 2 beautiful daughters. One is halfway across the world right now in Romania, so I'm a little freaked out. But
I know the feeling.
Really just also the host of Smart Money, which is again a podcast and platform that helps educate consumers and professionals to help them not only build wealth but live life on their terms. Because I spent 20 plus years grinding it out in the mortgage business and other entrepreneurial ventures that I got involved in, and I realized sadly that I missed some of the journey along the way. And so I realized, man, making all that money is great. I mean, it put our family in an amazing position. Our girls are able to do some really cool things, but through that realized, hey, there's a lot more to this. So it's really not about the money. It's about what you keep and living life on your terms. So that's my mission and passion today, is to help people live life on their terms. And, with this group here, being in the business, this is like a 24/7 business that can really consume your life. So what we talked about and what we do in our branch is basically creating events and creating a sustainable business model so that you're able to go out and live life on your terms, be with your family, friends, and enjoy life. That's what it's about.
Excellent. And so these events you do, talk to us about, like, for real estate agents.
Yeah, they are for real estate agents. So Scotty, you and I talked yesterday.
Yeah.
And, the market's a little challenging, right? We've got everybody kind of, freaking out about interest rates and the market. And it's like, well, I had this realization. I'm like, what am I going to do? I mean, I'm getting this 9 o'clock, update from MBS, and my mood is up, it's down. It depends on what the 10-year is doing, right? So I'm like, what is happening here? And so I decided, a while ago, like, that noise doesn't matter. Unfortunately, Chris Swartz doesn't control the MBS market. So for all of you that came on here thinking that I could drop the 10-year and get us to where we need to be, I realized that's not going to happen. So what do I need to do? I need to talk to more people. Bottom line, I need to get more people in my funnel. And for me, my business, I've found that real estate agents are the best people to have in the funnel. They consistently have clients that are looking for homes. I do nurture my sphere, and we have a nice process for that. But really doubling down on the agents. So we're inviting agents out to a monthly event to deliver value. And that's the key, for what we do. Is 47 years old. I tell the agents when I'm in the room, hey, we are here to move the needle in your business today and deliver value. If you're in this industry, real estate, mortgage, you can go to a happy hour, get free drinks and food 7 days a week. Somebody's sponsoring something where you can go, have some fun. But we're very intentional with our events, and we get usually about 20 agents in the room for each event, 15 to 20 agents. It caps out right around 20 because of the time slot that we're taking up. It's a 90-minute, very intentional event, and we're getting agents out to present their listings. So we call it a virtual brokers open. So
Love
if
it.
you're in a market that has some inventory, and even myself, Scotty, yes, I think I missed it when I came on. I'm in the Philadelphia market,
Okay.
so I'm just about 30 minutes south of the city proper. So I'm in the Philly suburbs. We are one of the unique markets in the country where my clients are still in bidding wars. They're having to waive home inspections. They're doing walk and talks with inspectors. They're going over asking. There's no inventory in the Philly suburbs. So it's pretty rough, and we're still pulling these events off in all of the counties around us. And it takes more work if you have less inventory, but if you have the inventory, you can get these agents in a room, get them showcasing their listings, get them talking about what they do, and there's just so much magic in the room.
So let me ask you this. So you said, so you're holding these at different places each month. So it's only one a month.
We do 5.
5 a month.
Yep.
So, okay. So, how does that break down?
I do a couple, my team does a couple. So we've been able to plug this process in. So for me, I found my sweet spot with what I want to do in life. We have a second home. We're at the beach a lot. I like to be out on the water, making up for lost time, right? So figuring out all the stuff I love to do now. And so for me, my sweet spot is about 50 million in production, where I can do that and have a lot of extra time. So I take the extra time, and if refis come, that 50 will turn into 70, and it's even great. But in a purchase market that's tough like this, it's where I like to sit, somewhere in that 45, 50 million range for me. And then what I realize is, wow, I've got like the secret sauce here. So let me just rinse and repeat instead of trying to grow that and taking more of my time away from what I love to do with my friends, family, and be out on the water. Amen, let me see if I can help other loan officers do this. Let me see if I can rinse and repeat, or am I just special? And what I realized is I'm not special.
You're special, man. You're special.
It is a process that if you follow, we've doubled production for pretty much everyone on the team that has launched these events. And we're growing. We're trying to take it nationwide, in other cities. So, it's really about as many as you can do in the areas that you're in. And when we pull the inventory counts, we know what inventory is going to support events in different markets. And if we can find enough inventory in the market, we'll launch. And if I'm not there, I'll find a loan officer that wants to grow their business.
So you said virtual broker open, but you said get them together, happy hour.
I know.
But virtual. So like,
since COVID, this virtual word, I struggle with it, right? Because when people think virtual, they think this. So if we think about the traditional brokers open house, broker caravan, whatever you used to call it, one agent posts up in a house, one of us lender sponsor pizza and sandwiches and drinks, and then in theory, all of these brokers and agents are supposed to come through and tour the house and leave them feedback on what they think, right? Pre-listing or right when it launches.
Okay.
So you're traveling on a Tuesday, maybe 4 or 5 houses. What we do is we bring all the houses to one place. So the virtual aspect is we're at a cool restaurant with a TV and a computer, and we're saying, hey, Scotty, we're going to go to 123 Main Street. Let's check it out. You come up to the front of the room, we roll the listing, and you're presenting up there at the agent. You're talking about it. And now John's like, Scott, you know what? I just sold one on that street, and it was a little bit of a struggle because of parking and this and that. There's a garage around the corner. You might want to give them a $250 a month credit for the first year. Get them a parking spot. Speaking of the city proper.
Interesting.
And Scott's like, John, that's a great idea. I didn't know that lot was over there. And you just stand back. You're the maestro. Everybody's still doing their thing, and you're the facilitator, adding a ton of value.
So wait a minute. So I'm getting chills, man. John Hinks, you getting chills on this? Zeddy, are you doing this? Come on. All right. So you bring agents 15 to 20 into a room.
Yep.
You have a TV screen or a big monitor tied to a computer, and then the agent that has the listing is actually there. And they're going over this listing, going through the listing, talking about the listing, and other agents are giving them feedback that are physically there.
And other agents are giving them feedback that's physically there.
How brilliant is that, man?
Dude,
it seems too simple.
And here's the thing. Now, not only are they giving them feedback, so my little joke at the tour is, hey, how many of you guys have ever been to a broker's open before? They're like, oh, we're realtors, yeah, everybody.
Every day, yeah.
Right? So yeah. I'm like, how many of you have gotten feedback at your broker's open? And they're like, oh, yeah, everybody leaves. They don't tell me anything. They just eat the hoagies and the pizza and the sushi or whatever it is, right? It's my Philadelphia accent, right? The hoagies. But, and I'm like, no, you're going to leave here with feedback, because my promise to my realtors, to everyone that I engage in my life is I'm going to add value. If I don't add value, don't be in a relationship with me. Don't be my realtor that refers to me. Don't be my friend. Don't be my spouse. Like, let's figure out how we add value, because that's what keeps the relationship going. If it's not me adding value, and it's not 50-50, it's 100% zero expectations back. That's how I roll. And they just love it, man. They love it. And then what they do is that when they leave with the feedback, we go old school, man. People are like, oh, why don't you do this digital? I'm like, because last time I did it digital, you guys were all sitting at the event on your phone the whole time. Like I yell at the agents. I'm like, look, we got 90 minutes of intentional time here. If you got to check out, if you're going to be on your phone all the time, or if you, I know this business, there's fire drills, just hit us next month. No harm, no foul, but like, you can't be on your phone the whole time. I need you to give Scotty feedback on this listing, because we're all here to do business.
So you say once a month, but you have other people. You personally do it once a month, and then your rest of your team does it once a month. So out of the team,
I do 3 a month.
Okay, 3 a month. Okay.
I pretty much run my business off of these.
And what's the day that you do these? Like, what's the best day that you found to do these?
Whatever, any day but a Monday or a Friday.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Yeah. And you might want to check your market. Like sometimes I'll have to flex, and I usually do a Wednesday or Thursday. Sometimes I bumped to Tuesday, and I found like there's a lot of team meetings or something with the big office and we all have our team meeting on Tuesday. I'm like, ooh. So we kind of feel it out, but I think any day, Wednesdays and Thursdays are usually nice. But
how do you market this? Because if I was to put out something that said virtual broker open, they would think it's going to be virtual. So what kind of marketing, like phone calls? Hey, we're going to get together in person to talk about listings that you have. How do you talk about that?
Yeah, so we've got a whole system. So I have another partnership that I'm involved in, which is a virtual assistant company called Philippine Talent Hub.
Okay.
And we have a whole team in the Philippines where we basically staff team members for anyone in mortgage, real estate, or any entrepreneurs that need help with their business.
Okay.
They'll make outbound phone calls. They'll schedule meetings, social media, anything that you need help with as a business owner. We staff part-time and full-time employees at a fraction of what you would pay somebody in the US with 10,000 times the output. So we take our virtual assistants and they pull the list of all the active inventory. We create a campaign and we email it to everybody. And then Scotty gets an email that says 123 Main Street. And then it goes into the details. Now, Scott, you have a listing at 123 Main Street and you get an email. Are you going to open that email?
Yeah, I'm going to open it. Yeah,
you're going to open it as your listing that you just put live. You want to see what's going on.
100%.
And then we've got the details in there. I've got a little promo video. And then people will say, I don't understand, Chris. Some people will just click the link and register. They get it. And some people say, what do you mean? Do I have to be there? Is it virtual? I have to be there. What's going on? Do I have to pay money? We hosted at a restaurant, some people say, is there going to be lunch served? I'm like, yeah, there'll be lunch. Don't worry. I'm a lender. That's what I do. I feed you. Yeah. And then, you know what, those are my conversations, right? Every coach, whether you go through core, whether you go through and whatever it is, it's like, make the calls, make the calls. My calls are built in. If you don't know what a virtual broker's open is and you send me an email, say, hey, what is this? You don't want to stop, hang on, I'll give you a call. I call you, I educate you on the event. You're like, wow, this is a great idea. And then sometimes I'll just pivot, you know, hey, how's your business going? You know, so it's like I needed to make, so that's how I'm intentional with my time. That's how I'm out on my paddleboard for the entire summer, you know, and working as needed. You know, I'm very intentional with my time because I'm creating a process where everything is built in and it happens automatically. So you've got to have a team, whether it's yourself or, you know, if you have virtual assistants, you know, if you need a virtual assistant, we can help you with that. I mean, you have to create the system because there's, you know, I've been running this for years and there's people in my market that are so pissed off that I do this.
Like who's pissed off? Like who's pissed off?
And I'm like,
LOs or like just
yeah. I'm like, if they love you, they're not gonna date me, right? So
love it.
And you know, I'm respectable to most of my colleagues in the market. I'm like, hey man, I'll feed them, wine them, dine them, and send them back to you if they're my good friends. Like whatever. But they've tried to copy it. And people, I'm gonna do the same thing as Chris. I'm gonna do the same thing as Chris. And even here, coming on this call, I'm like, do I share the blueprint here?
I'm like Chris. Yeah.
You have to have the money's in the execution and the system.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny. You and I talked about it yesterday because Chris kind of like, he goes, I don't want to share it all, man. I go, Chris. He goes, I know nobody's going to do it. If they do it, they won't continue to do it. So just let them do it, you know? So just share with them. So, so when if anybody has questions for Chris, man, this is, okay. This is a special kind of stupid in my book. So when you first started, like easy, like, and I want to get back to the VA thing real quick, but I just, because I think a lot of people think, all right, if I get started, how long is it going to take? I'll just ask questions of what I think people are thinking.
Yep.
How long, was there 2 there at the beginning, 3 there at the beginning? Like, how did this start?
So it's hard at the beginning. You got to roll up your sleeves and you either have to if you have a team, awesome. If you don't, think about getting some VAs, you know, or recruit somebody that's going to help you drive this event. Because what happens is nobody knows what it is that you're offering. So you're going to have to educate them, right? When they get the emails, there's a lot of that. And then, you know, you just have to get that momentum. And then what happens is, you know, you have to have at least like 6-7 people show up for the first event. Yeah. Because what will happen if you have 1 or 2, they're going to be bummed because there's only 2 people there. And then they're not going to come back and they're not going to tell their coworkers. So if you get if your goal is 6 minimum, okay, you can make it a fun little event. And you can hit that. And then what happens is once they come, they're blown away. They're telling their colleagues, I got to bring my broker back. You got to, and then it spirals. The key is how fast you can grow it. It depends on the inventory count in your market. My market, as I shared, is very tight with inventory. Okay. So a lot of times agents will get the invite. They're like, man, I'm under contract. Man, I don't need to go to that. This thing's going to sell. I listed it yesterday. It's going to be under contract tomorrow with 10 offers. If you're in a market like maybe a coastal market where you've got 6 months worth of inventory, and you can pop one of these things off a lot faster and really get some momentum because agents want to get these listings sold.
Craig, what question you got, bud? Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, great to be here, guys. I'm in the Tampa market, and I know of 7 what are called real estate pitch groups, which are pretty similar to what you're describing. How are you differentiating between those, and what makes you different than doing those, or am I just in a very saturated pitch market?
I think it's the positioning. I mean, there's other people that do it. I think it's the consistency, the system, and the tenacity that we have to fill the event. I mean, they may go to the other pitch event and come to my event as well, right? If they want to sell the listing. So I just want to get in front of agents. And if you're aggressive with your marketing, the pitch is basically, you know, we're going to provide live feedback. We're going to give you forms that you can take back to your seller And people will take these back and they'll get a price reduction. They'll get the house staged. They'll get the messy room decluttered. Maybe they've been saying that for 2 months.
Right.
But now they've got, 10 agents and they're saying, hey, I'm not the only one that thinks we need to stage this place. I know you said you don't have the money, but like, it's really going to help. So you're just positioning the value that you're going to deliver at the event. And if there's other ones, you see what their value is. But I know for ours, like even the other events that compete with us, I mean, hands down, our consistency and the value we deliver at the event, people just love it and they come back.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, man. Any other questions before I ask mine? I'm so intrigued, as always. So my question, do you go live on these and put it on social?
No. You got to be.
You don't want to do that?
I want to.
No. Be there, but stream it on StreamYard. Like, hey, we're gonna go live on StreamYard, a couple different sites. Let the agents go live because you can have tons of people on their social through StreamYard go live and talk about their listing.
I do, and like I have other colleagues that are like, hey, so and so. When you post your because everything, the money's in the system. And our system is so dialed in. I've been doing these for, I should have said, 7 years. So it's 7 years of like tweaking every little screw to make it seamless. And I do have people they're like, so-and-so, every time you post your recap reel, he's watching it to see how you do it. So
that's funny.
While I'm cool giving the playbook, I don't want the eyeballs in the room, to be honest.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough. Perfect. And so, do you think that this is the one single thing that you've done to take yourself to the 200 million mark? Would you attribute it to, like, is this 75% of your business? Is this 80%? Like, where does this fall?
Yeah. So right now, this is, I would say, 80% of our business, and the 200 million, is just shy of what the team is doing.
Sure.
So everyone's clear. I wish I was doing.
Yeah. Does everyone on the team do this? Does everyone on the team do this too, or?
Yep.
For the most, okay.
Everyone on the team does this, except for one of our LOs doesn't do it because there's just not enough in their market.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, and what I find is with agents, I've been through a lot of coaching, and I see many of you on the call that have been in coaching groups with me. Obviously, Scotty, you and I were part of a group for a long time. For me, I think one of the biggest, this is maybe what some coaches will say, but one of the biggest mistakes I made in my career was thinking that I was so great because I could break down what we call, the whales or the big team. And that's, something that I would do and think, wow, this is great. And then what would happen is, when you're kind of going after those whales, it is great when you land them, but it takes a long time, right? And then you look at your volume, and you're like, wow, I got 20 deals from John last year. You know how many other people are trying to take John to lunch and dinner and wine and dine, that top agent in your market? So when you lose that, there's 20 deals out the door. Not only that, I found it to be such a heavy nurture. I mean, I got to be, shining his shoes at his kid's birthday party. I got to be on top of that top agent. I realized, man, I should have just cast a wide net. And when I came over here to cross country, and obviously they have a lot of, the Scotsman, top 100. I'm like, what are these guys doing? I look up their production, and I'd see, they've got their top 5 that might, load them up with 15, 20 deals a year. Then it was like one. And I'm like, dude, that's the name of the game for me. I know coaches say get the whales, but so I'm just trying to, I tell people, hey, you're at this event. I know you probably have a lender in your office. I don't want all your deals. I would just like an opportunity at your next, on your next deal. And I'm just trying to get one deal, keep moving. Because you know what? Then I don't have to spend all my time and energy. And when those agents turn over and leave me, I'm not.
You're not stressing. Yeah.
I'm not stressing. So the name of the game for me is just getting a deal from everyone.
And that's what Sean Kaplan said too. He opened the book to everyone. He rules no one out. So
yeah,
good for you.
One of the biggest mistakes I made was it was great. I took down some big teams, but they're not with me today. They're not with me today.
Yeah, right. So the Philippine, so you mainly just show up. Do your assistants, your VAs do everything, and then you just show up? So you just, and I know that when you booked a call with me, it was 100% your VA doing everything. Like there was, and I missed the questionnaire. Sorry about that. But,
Yeah.
so they literally reached out. They sent me reminders, text messages, all that stuff. So is that pretty much you just show up?
I just show up because that's what I need to do. I need to be in the zone. I need to show up. Now, there's a process. So realtors are going to register. They're going to put the wrong address. They're going to forget to register. Like there's a whole lot of admin stuff that goes into this.
For sure.
That's why I share the blueprint, because there's a system that you need to put in place. And anyone on this call, happy to do a deep dive with you and go through the nuts and bolts of what it looks like. But they're pounding the list. So when that list goes out to 200 agents, they're calling everyone that got the email. They're inviting them. They're saying, hey, did you see the email? We want you to come present your listing. They're educating them. If they say, what the heck is a virtual broker's open?
All right.
So they're doing all this. They're making sure all the listings are registered. They're sending reminders the day before. They're sending text messages afterwards. They're putting them in my database for follow-up. They're pulling their stats from Redder. So I know everyone in that room and the production that they do. And then I say, hey, set appointments with these agents. And my goal is, if I do the math, if there's 15 agents in a room, if I can get 2 agents that I build a relationship with, and my average loan amount is $400,000, like do the math.
I mean, I just look at, here's my goal is 100 agents, give me 4 deals a year.
Right.
Done.
I
go play. I work Tuesday, Thursdays, and do a class on Wednesday and do a broker open. And
then I take, I'm like, I always forget, and I take some awful like pictures with my phone. I send that to them. They make this cool recap video reel from it.
Okay.
We get that out. And so it's follow up, and the money's in the follow up. The events are cool. Everybody's going to love you. They're going to tell you it was awesome. The money's in the follow up. You need to have a system.
What's the what's the pricing? We got a couple minutes left. What's the pricing on something like this for a VA to do all this? Or just book a discovery call?
It depends on their skill sets. So, if you want somebody like 20 hours part-time, which is 20 hours a week, depends if you want them making outbound calls, appointment setting,
good point.
Nurture database calls, somebody that's doing that, and some light admin work, some things that we just talked about, 20 hours a week. It's usually around 800 to 900 a month.
Okay.
And if you want a full-time team member, 40 hours a week, that's doing like video editing, reels, social media, outbound calls, admin, CRM stuff, $1,500 a month.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. You don't have to worry about payroll. You don't have to worry about hiring, firing, training.
You train them, and then does somebody manage? So do we manage them? If I was to hire one through you, do I manage them, or you manage them, or how does that work?
So I have Jordan, who is my guy in the Philippines, my boots on the ground, who's been managing VAs for the last 10 years. He's our client success manager. So Jordan is going to manage expectations, KPIs, sit down with you, understand your needs, and he's going to make sure that everything's firing on all cylinders.
And what about John Hinks is here, and so him and I are doing CE classes as well. We could use the same VA to book our CE classes. I don't know why we wouldn't.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Schedule set up. Here's the link. Sign them up. Or whatever. So same thing.
Yep. Exactly.
Crazy.
They're pulling. They're going into Redder. They're pulling the stats. They're doing everything.
Good stuff, man. Chris, amazing. Hey, don't change anything.
No.
And if you do, make sure you tell me first. Make sure you tell me first. Okay. All right. John Hinks, what do you think, man? Is this pretty? Zeddy, what do you think? I know you guys are both partners in this.
I love it. I love it, Chris. I mean, one thing we're constantly, where the business has changed more than anything else, when you're creating all these different opportunities, it's like, how much value can you bring? It's just not enough. Like, I think the loan officer does bring value because everybody does match as far as like who's who and so forth. But when you're coming in saying, I'm going to bring this, and this is how you create the relationships, it's an indirect way of just like, it's more than just whatever you offer in the mortgage world. So I love the idea. It's kind of the way we're kind of thinking as well.
Right.
It makes the phone easier to pick up when you're bringing something. And I think it's all, it's genius. It's awesome.
Yeah. And I appreciate that, John, and good to see you, John. It's been a while.
You too, man. It has been, but it's great to see you, man.
Yeah. And the other cool thing about this, I'll just share, is we get to reverse engineer, like asking for sponsors. Like, right. So we're always the sponsor. Hey, I'm doing this thing. Can you guys sponsor? Sure. I think I sponsored Realtor's kid's birthday party last week. I'm not really sure, but we're sponsoring everything, right? So now you get to go out and you get to go to say to people, hey, I got this awesome event, Mr. Mrs. Home Stager, Mr. Painter, Mr. Transaction Coordinator, Mr. Mrs. Title Company. Geez. Dude, you can get sponsors. You don't even have to pay for this thing because my sponsors kill it. They're like, can we do 2 more? Can we do 5 of these? I'm like, guys, I can't do any more. There's no more inventory or counties in my market.
I'm on a paddleboard, man. Come on, dude.
And not only that,
I'll do these all day long. If anybody wants me to come to their city, drop me off. I'll do these all day long because I love to do it. I have the system. I learned about this 7 years ago, and I know people that started when I started, and they're like, "You're still doing those things?"
Wow.
Oh yeah, dude.
Well, they're craving it more than ever now. I mean, to be honest with you, that's one thing. Like, just and we kind of lean a little bit more on the whole education part of it, but where you're doing, I think it's a task I'd have to knock the guy off the shoulder and try to figure out. But
I got you, John.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, and then when you're there, right, then you're like, hey guys, by the way, I want to deliver value all the time. Next week we have our CE class. Like, make sure you're there. So now you're filling the CE, like it all just flows through the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now they're in your CE class, and they're like, man, this guy John is just so cool. He did that thing last week. Now he's giving me free CE credits. How am I going to not give him a deal?
Right. Where's the hot spot that you like? Oh, everybody loved that spot, so I keep going back to it. Is it a restaurant? Is it a bar? Is it where is it?
I think it's different in every market. Pick the cool spot in your market.
Okay.
When you ask about the other thing I'll share is don't do it at lunchtime so that you don't have to provide a full lunch. It keeps the cost down. I do mine from 1 to 2:30. Or some markets, there's a lot of moms, and they're like, I used to do it from 2 to 3:30. They're like,
too late.
It's the middle of the pickup time for me. So 1 to 2:30, 2 to 3:30, 2 things happen. 1, you're not feeding them lunch. You just throw out some appetizers, light hors d'oeuvres, and some drinks. I do house beer, house wine. We're not ordering off the menu, getting crazy. The second thing that happens is the restaurant's kind of like, well, we already missed the lunch rush, and it's a Wednesday, so I'll give you the room for free, Scott. You don't have to pay us. Anything they get at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Wednesday is kind of gravy for them. So you don't have minimums. You want to find a place that's not going to hold you to a minimum, $1,000 room fee or anything like that. Some of our restaurants, the bill's $200, $250. So that's the key is and if you're in a market where there is a cool restaurant that people like to go, and as long as they have a private room that you can connect that there's a TV and you can connect a computer, that's your place.
Done. James Driscoll, last question of the day. What's happening?
Yeah, so I had a question. I'm running my first CE class. It's been a while.
Congrats, man.
And I just have 3 questions on it. What do you do to make it fun? What do you do to make it engaging? And how do you make the agents show up? Like, how do you kind of get that commitment?
For CE class?
Yeah, he's gonna.
This is a CE class that I'm doing.
Yeah.
I kind of jumped off the idea of Scotty's. So Scott,
stuff,
maybe
man.
this question is
that's why I was like, I was like, I think that's a Scott question.
Yeah, no. So what I've done is the agentaifuel.com. I throw bits and pieces into the CE class, and I'm taking. If you're doing a class, let me know what you're doing it on. Like, I'm going to do a construction one here in a couple weeks. So I'm going to tie construction training into Agent AI Fuel so that I can spill in Agent AI Fuel to teach them AI, to teach them different things inside of there that you can use for free, bro. So that really was a huge hit for me, and has been for a while, because it's more than just CE classes. It's throwing in some AI, it's throwing in some marketing to your database, it's throwing the daily success plan, it's throwing in all kinds of cool stuff that agents should be doing anyway. And I talk about the basics. If you don't do the basics, why are you doing anything else? So connect, engage, interact, be visible, call, text, email, likes, comments, birthdays, stuff like that. If you're not doing that, then what? Like, you're trying to turn a cold into a hot. So I go over to agentaifuel.com. You guys can all sign up for it. It's free to use. I would highly recommend using it. And I've made it so that you can actually have your own personal link. If anybody wants, I'm going to grab the training. If you guys want to know more about it, and I'll talk about it on the coaching call today, just to show you guys what it is. Let me just grab the link real quick. But Chris, would you do the same thing if we were to drop you into a city somewhere? Like, okay, what would Chris do? Okay, Chris, you got to move to the other side of the country.
I was just talking to Nick on my team about this. We're in Philadelphia. I can't stress enough the lifestyle change for me, and just realizing how important it is to live life on your terms. And we have a beach house. I'm in Philadelphia, so we have a beach house in Cape May, New Jersey. It's about an hour and 40 minutes, and it's just I'm out on the water on a paddleboard all day. It's amazing. But it's 3 months out of the year, 3-4 months out of the year, and then we got cold weather here in Philly.
Come on down, baby.
I was like,
I got room.
Yeah, I was like, you know what, man, I'm just at the stage. My youngest she's going to be a junior next year in high school. My oldest is about to graduate college next year. I'm like, I'm at the stage, man, where I need sunshine all year long. And I was talking to Nick on my team. I said, man, you know what the cool thing about what we're doing? You could throw me off plane with the parachute, and we can do this in any city in the country, brother. And he goes, you got it. He goes, my dad's down in Florida. He goes, I'm thinking, popping down there.
Let's go.
And so absolutely. And, that's what we're looking to do. And that's how also we're looking to grow our team. If somebody wants us to put this blueprint together, I was always of the mindset, I don't want LOs. I don't want to grow. I'm just going to stay in my little bubble and do my thing. Until I came here, to be honest, and saw how easy they make it to grow and the platform and everything that we have. And I'm like, man, why wouldn't I just share this with more people and plug them in? So
good for
you can
brother.
do this anywhere, and you could drop me off anywhere. And I told him too, I'm 47. I said, I don't have, if you drop me off in another city, I couldn't build my business the way I built it originally.
Hey, man.
I don't have that time to go out onesie twosie agents.
Come to Ocala. We'll do it together, man.
I'm in, man.
It's warm all year.
That's all I need.
That's right. A lot of Silver Springs here, baby. Like amazing paddleboarding.
Yeah, man.
A little bit of gators, but that's okay.
I don't know about that. Gators or sharks.
Gators or sharks, man. We got both.
I saw a couple of sharks out there the other week.
We got both. Yeah. All right, Chris, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you more than you know. Thanks for having me on your show. And if I can do anything to help you, please stay in touch, and let's get you some bit, man. I love. Okay, so you don't go virtual, so man, I would love to see the reels. I'll start following you to see if I can't see the reels from your shows. When's your next one?
Yeah, I'll send the recaps, and anyone in this group here, again, just because of the connection here with Scott, I'm an open book. You want the whole blueprint, you want the whole playbook. Give me a call, reach out. Let's set up a strategy call. I'm happy to share it. If I can help in any way, just let me know.
I was going to ask you when it says book a discovery call, it goes to your whole calendar. Which one do I need? Just a 15-minute Zoom for the VA? Is that cool? Okay, cool.
Yeah, 15-minute Zoom VA. And if we can help with the VA, I mean, the key is like, if you've got an event, if you could do the CE event and get the people there. Yeah. As Scott just said, the money is in the follow-up in the system. And, I struggled for years and all of these things. I'm a networker, man. I can host a kick-ass event. I can fill the room. And I always struggled with the follow-up and the DSP and the piece. And I'm like, why isn't my business growing the way it should? And I tried to hire in the States, and I tried to, get people on the team. I tried to recruit my kids to help do things. It's like, whatever it takes. And I just never got it. And now I got my VAs. They just love to help. And I'm like, this is it. So if you do the CE class and you plug the VA in, they pull the stats. They know everything. So you're so dialed in with that CE class. So no
crazy.
Way you don't get business. So
crazy.
So just getting a system in place is the biggest game changer.
Love it. Thanks so much, man. I know I held you over, so I appreciate your time, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. Enjoy your family. I know that's I know you do that, but thanks for giving back to the community that's given so much to both of us. So I appreciate you, man. You're welcome back anytime, man. If you got anything you want to share, anytime, welcome back.
Yeah. And appreciate you having me on.
Yeah.
And if anyone wants to follow the channel, it's Smart Money with Chris Swartz. We're just launching the podcast. If anyone wants to be a guest, come on and join us. I'd love to get back to this community. It's given so much to me. So thank you so much, Scott, for having me on here.
All right, guys, have an amazing day. We'll see you same time, same place. Brad Braunt is going to be on Thursday to talk about his webinar system, which ties right into more value, giving more value. I know Kathleen's probably not here, but she did a first-time homebuyer webinar. Other people are doing first-time homebuyer webinars, getting several leads in that are turning into conversations, that are turning into opportunities. So again, it's in the follow-up, but Brad's going to break that down. It's come a long way. It's 100% done. So don't miss Thursday, and we'll see you then. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.
See you guys.
See you.